This is part 3 of the video assembly instruction series for the Quilter's Evolution hoop frame. Before completing the tasks in this section, make sure that you have completed part 3 of your machine assembly. It's time to install the frame rails. Retrieve the front rail assembly from box 2 and the take-up rail assembly from box 3. You will also need the front rail tube cap and the 2.5mm Allen wrench from the hardware box. Loosen the 3-wing knobs and raise the levers on the backs of the take-up rail holders. Raise the holders until you can see height level 3. Then close the levers and tighten the 3-wing knobs. Locate the tab on the back of the right take-up rail holder. Open the holder by pressing on the tab and lifting the clasp. Run the take-up rail through the throat of your machine and insert the small end into the left take-up rail holder. Place the large end of the rail into the right take-up rail holder with the side marked "this side down" pointed downward. Close the clasp on the right take-up rail holder. Use the 2.5mm Allen wrench to remove the two M4x12mm screws from underneath the right front rail holder. Save these screws for later. Press the front rail tube cap into the open end of the front rail assembly. Insert the small end of the rail into the left front rail holder. Lift the top from the right front rail holder and place the large end of the rail inside. Finally, reattach the top of the holder with the two M4x12mm screws you removed earlier. Both rails are now installed. Next, we'll take the steps to adjust them for your personal quilting setup. To adjust the rails, start by moving the machine as far forward and to the right as you can. If your machine hits the front rail, you will need to extend the rail forward. Use the 4mm Allen wrench to loosen the set screw on the right front rail holder. Then pull the rail out until you can move the machine all the way forward without hitting the rail. Move the machine to the left side of the frame and repeat the same steps. Loosen the set screw on the left front rail holder, then pull the rail out until you can move the machine all the way forward. With the machine still pulled forward, move it along the frame and make sure the front rail is a consistent distance from the front of the machine. Adjust the front rail as needed, then retighten both set screws with the 4mm Allen wrench. Move the machine to the right side of the frame. Lift the lever on the front of the right side rail and use the 4mm Allen wrench to loosen the set screw on the back. Adjust the height of the side rail until the top of the front rail is even with the needle plate on the machine. Close the lever and retighten the set screw on the side rail. Move the machine to the left side of the frame and repeat the same steps. Lift the lever on the front of the side rail and loosen the set screw on the back. Adjust the side rail height until the top of the front rail is even with the needle plate. Close the lever and retighten the set screw. Now we'll adjust the take-up rail. Loosen the three-wing knob, then hold the rail holder in place as you raise the lever. Adjust the height of the take-up rail until there is a finger's width of space, about 1/4 inch, between the rail and the bed of the machine. Then close the lever and tighten the three-wing knob. Move the machine to the right side of the frame and repeat the same steps. Loosen the three-wing knob and raise the lever. Adjust the take-up rail to 1/4 inch above the bed of the machine. Close the lever and tighten the three-wing knob. Your rails are now adjusted and will properly hold your fabric as you quilt. Open the hardware box and retrieve the 4-pack of bungee clamps. The bungee stops will not be needed and can be stored with the packaging materials or discarded. Locate one of the bungee holders on the side of the frame. Press and hold the button on the holder, then slide the end of a bungee cable into the holder. Do the same for the other 3 bungee clamps. Not all floors are even, and you don't want your machine running away from you while you're quilting. To level the frame, you'll need the 14mm by 17mm open-end wrench from the hardware box. We'll start by lowering the 4 leveling feet as far as they will go. Note the top nut and the bottom nut on each leveling foot. Start by loosening the top nut with the 17mm open-end wrench. The bottom nut adjusts the height of the leveling foot. If we want to raise the height, we would turn the bottom nut clockwise, but for now we want to lower the height, so we'll turn the bottom nut counterclockwise. Do so with the 14mm open-end wrench. Once you've lowered the foot all the way, tighten the top nut with the 17mm open-end wrench. Now repeat the same steps with the other 3 leveling feet. Loosen the top nut, turn the bottom nut counterclockwise, and retighten the top nut. Move the machine to the left side of the frame and then to the middle of the bottom carriage. Let go of the machine and see if it rolls and in which direction. Due to the weight of the machine, some slight movement is normal. However, if your machine rolls a long distance or rolls very quickly, you will need to adjust one or more of the leveling feet. If the machine rolls toward the right side of the frame, raise both feet on the right leg. If it rolls toward the front, raise the front left foot. If it rolls toward the back, raise the back left foot. Move the machine to the right side of the frame and repeat the process. If the machine rolls to the left, raise both feet on the left leg. If it rolls to the front or back, raise the front right foot or back right foot accordingly. Now that your frame is fully set up, it's time to attach the fabric clamps. Retrieve the 3 take-up rail clamps and 2 side rail clamps from box 3. You'll also need the 2 front rail clamps from box 2. Attach the 3 take-up rail clamps to the take-up rail. The clamp hinges should be facing toward the front of the frame. Attach the 2 side rail clamps to the side rails. Finally, attach the 2 front clamps to the front of the front rail. Thank you for watching the video assembly instructions for the Quilter's Evolution hoop frame. If you are installing quilt motion onto your frame, complete the steps in Part 3 of your quilt motion instructions. Otherwise, return to your Quilter's Evolution hoop frame instruction manual and follow the steps in Part 4 to get started with quilting. We hope that you have found these videos helpful in your quilting quest, and thank you for quilting with grace.